So we got an exclusive, never before seen look at a pair of unreleased Yeezys. The release date, to my knowledge, is currently unknown, but stay tuned, guys. I got y'all covered with the exclusive look. What's good, guys? JA. Hope everybody is doing well. Tomorrow's the day. 2/22/22. The DONDA era is in full effect, and I feel like as a Ye fan, we should really appreciate this time. I mean, Ye is arguably one of the greatest artists of our generation. If you look back at his catalog, he has continuously changed the game and pushed the culture forward as he does in all of the industries he's involved in. If you guys look at all the work of art that he's put out, from the college dropout till now, his resume is incredible. If you look at the first project, the college dropout, Ye was getting his foot in the door. You know, he was known for those crazy sped up soul samples. So that album definitely reflects that time period. Now, after the success of the first project, we had Late Registration, which I would say was just like the first project, but on steroids. This time, Ye had a proven track record in the industry, and he was now able to collaborate with bigger artists, bigger producers, and just make bigger records overall. Then fast forward to the next project, we had Graduation, and Graduation definitely pushed the envelope forward. Again, you had the soul samples in there, but this time you had a little more structure around the project. You had more synths added in there, bigger records, more pop sounds, just took it to another level. Then if you look at his next project, you had 808s and Heartbreaks. Now, at this time, Ye was going through a lot in his personal life, and the music definitely reflected it. Now, for this project, definitely auto-tune. The sounds of this project, he pretty much created a whole new genre of music. One that I like to dub as like the Drake sound, which was really created, birthed a whole new generation of artists. Not much else to say about 808s and Heartbreaks. After 808s, that boy had to come back and make a hip hop classic, which My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the definition of a complete like rap hip hop classic album. Then you got Yeezy, kind of going away from the mainstream, giving us really crazy, futuristic, experimental sounds, you know, really giving us, rather than what we want, you know, like kind of giving us a project that we really need. After that, we got Life of Pablo, which kind of was going more into the realm of like hit records. This time, Ye, you know, was a family man. So we had a different energy. Plus, you had the Yeezy Season line, you know, releasing alongside the album. So that was definitely a vibe. Then following that, we got the Ye album, which in my opinion, I would say is in the lower end of the catalog if you look at this album individually. But when I listened to it, I remember that era where Kanye was putting out the good music, 7-song album projects. So if you look at all of the albums kind of as a combined, like Tiana Taylor, you had the Nas project, which I don't care what y'all say, I rock with that Nas project. Then of course you had the Kids See Ghosts, and then of course Daytona. So if you put that whole little thing as a collective, amazing. And then of course, you know, we bring it to the Jesus is King era. I would say that like traditional hip hop fans may have been turned away, you know, from the gospel sound, but it's actually really ironic because throughout Ye's career in the early stages, you know, he was more heavily involved in the soul samples, that gospel type of vibe. And then he kind of purposely strayed away from it to kind of like push the envelope forward. So this is a return back to that soul gospel music, you know, and it definitely had like a real strong power and emotion behind that. So I love Jesus is King, and then brings you to the Donda era, which to me, if you look at all of his work as a collective, Donda is really like a collaboration of all of Kanye's projects all into one. So just got to be super happy as a Ye fan. My expectations for Donda 2 are super low. Like I just feel like I'm pleased with Donda 1, and this is just like a bonus. But yeah, we did actually have a Yeezy release go down this weekend. So Saturday, Adidas, Yeezy, they brought back a classic. We had the 500 Blush release. A lot of L's handed out. Stock numbers were a little bit over 30K pairs available. So if you copped, I would say that was a major W. Now, originally I said that these pairs actually did look identical to the original release, but I have to actually correct my statement. I actually have an image I shared here on IG where it clearly shows that it looks like there's like a slight amount of like green almost looking like in the new sole. So It's not a major game changer or anything, but just a slight difference that I thought you guys should notice. In terms of quality though, great on this new pair. If you guys managed to strike out, it looks like Adidas did hold back some stock to be released for exclusive access throughout the year. And of course, over the weekend, we had a couple of 1050 sightings during the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities. The Yeezy 1050 is that future classic Yeezy boot that we've all been anticipating and waiting on for quite some time now. So of course we saw a pair worn by Quavo, which we already know that Ye gifted Offset a pair of these. So I'm wondering if like Quavo might have stole Offset's pair. I'm not really so sure. Now the second pair that we saw was on Adidas athlete Jalen Green. So that is interesting that we're seeing some Adidas athletes now rocking Yeezy. So that's an interesting connection. I've always wanted to see some of these Adidas athletes wear Yeezys on court and even in lifestyle situations like this. So with these 1050 sightings, it has made rumors spark that we could potentially get a shock drop of the 1050 soon. Looks like Yeezy Gap, they've updated the splash page and we have now a countdown timer which is set to expire tomorrow. So the shock drop is still unknown, leaving a lot of people to speculate. Are we going to get like a restock of the hoodies, restock of the jacket again, or is this going to be a new Yeezy Gap item, or could this be potentially the first drop from the highly anticipated Yeezy Gap Balenciaga drop? We'll have to wait and see what goes down tomorrow, but the energy is crazy. Also, the Desert Boot Rock, which was originally supposed to drop Monday, looks like that release has been postponed until March. It's looking like March 14th, and we could potentially now get the Rock and Oil release as a dual drop for the Desert Boot. All right, so salute to everybody that made it till the very end of today's video. As promised, we have an exclusive look at a pair of Yeezys, currently unreleased, release date unknown. Here we have the Yeezy Foam Runner Onyx. So what are your guys' first impressions on this pair? When I first saw these joints, I was thinking mineral blue, but actually looking at the details on here, you will notice there is a slight swirl MX pattern. And from the actual owner of this pair, he described it as more of like a charcoal grayish black rather than that, you know, navy blue that we got with the mineral blue. So this release is crazy. I mean, you can't go wrong with a somewhat black pair of foam runners. So the release date, as I mentioned, is currently unknown, and there's a very interesting story behind the Foam Runner Onyx. So these pairs are actually not available for retail release. The pairs for the Foam Runner Onyx are actually going to be used for the performers at this upcoming DONDA 2 listening event tomorrow. So it's interesting. I wonder if these people are going to be able to like get these gifted to them for being a part of the show, or if they're going to have to return them. Plus, we want to see what kind of merch is dropping. I do expect merch, of course, obviously, for tomorrow's show. So a lot of information in today's video. I'm sure a lot of questions will be answered tomorrow after the show, so I can't wait to pull up. If you guys are there, make sure y'all show love. We're gonna wrap up today's video here, guys. What do y'all think about everything? Like, are y'all excited for tomorrow? And what are your thoughts on this Foam Runner Onyx? Hopefully these do see a retail release eventually, but for now, this is the first exclusive look. So appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. I'm J.A. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Big salute.